Appleboys, Appleboys, we're trying to make it. Appleboys.
I'm an apple boy. Need a face tattoo.
I'm an apple boy. We're trying to make it.
I'm an apple boy.
Miller Lite, follow us on Twitter.
Applebee's, come on.
All right, that's enough of that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Appleboys podcast. I'm Josh, and I'm here with Corey tonight.
Hello, I'm Corey.
We had a really big mega episode planned for you guys. We had Jimmy coming back tonight, and Rob was going to be here, and we had all sorts of things planned to talk to you guys about, but Jimmy and Rob couldn't make it tonight. There was, I think, did Rob say they had a case of explosive diarrhea? Is that what I heard?
Probably. He's
like
painting the walls of his porcelain chalice.
Hopefully it's not a repeat of the last episode where he had to throw away the pants and the shoes.
Oh, God.
But we do have, for the first time ever on the Appleboys podcast, a guest host tonight. So I'd like to introduce the world to Luke. What's up, Luke?
Happy to be your consolation prize tonight this evening, folks.
This should be a fun episode. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but I don't think I can wait any later in the podcast. I think we have to open with the great news. So for those of you who have been listening since episode 1, toward the end of that episode, it was unveiled that my actual purpose for starting this podcast was to build enough following and enough notoriety to use the leverage of the podcast popularity to force Applebee's hand at bringing back the world's best dessert, the Maple Butter Blondie, and I am proud to say that the Appleboys have done it. We have single-handedly, well, I guess, what's 4 times 8-handedly? The four of us?
Octa-handedly?
Octa-handedly. We have octa-handedly brought back the Maple Butter Blondie. So, America, you're welcome. Couldn't be more excited. It's amazing. It's everything that I hoped it would be. We've had several since they brought them back, and they're just fantastic.
America, you can feast upon your cast iron just deliciousness.
If you have a good relationship with your Applebee's server or bartender, a little insider pro tip that you can only get for listening to the Appleboys podcast is ask for the middle piece. It's just the perfect piece of dessert. So Maple Butter Blondie is back. It's a delicious blondie, like Corey said, on a cast iron skillet served hot with a cold scoop of ice cream on top, a butterscotch maple butter sauce on top, and some almonds or walnuts or some sort of nuts on the top.
It's like candy pecans or something.
They're delicious.
It's great.
So good. So one of the things that we had planned for tonight that we were going to do anyway, even without Rob and Jimmy here, was the one chip challenge, which is apparently the world's spiciest chip. And I was going to have Corey and Luke eat the chip and live react to the heat and see if it was everything that it said it was supposed to be. But Corey went looking for these, and what was going on with the chips?
It's fucking chip shortage, man.
It's affecting every industry. Like, this is a literal chip shortage on the one chip challenge. But Corey was on his way over here, and since he couldn't find any of the one chip challenge, he stopped by McDonald's and got a Mcrib, right?
Yeah.
It's the natural progression.
It's so good. It's not even real meat, but I fucking love it.
So we were talking about the Mcrib, and Luke was talking about some of his favorite fast food specialty items, and he had the idea that we were going to go ahead and talk about those and sort of rank them from best to worst. So what's your favorite fast food specialty item, Luke?
Well, starting with worst, we can go there because it's currently being served at Taco Bell, and it's this monstrosity of a taco that's basically just a soft tortilla, but with just the nacho cheese pooled in the bottom, and they fold it over. It's not like the cheesy gordita crunch or whatever,
which is the best thing they sell.
Which is the best thing they sell. It's literally just, when I had it at least, a cold stream of nacho cheese crammed between 2 tortillas with a normal taco inside of it.
Anything you get from Taco Bell that goes into your mouth cold, that's a bad time.
Exactly.
Agreed.
So second to that, the new quarter pounder from Burger King was also extremely disappointing today, but I was intrigued by the new chicken sandwiches at Bojangles that I was not able to try because apparently, despite saying they are open, we're not open at 4 p.m. on a Saturday.
Well, worker shortage. So,
Yes. All the workers are out looking for chips.
Yeah, that's fucking
And finding them, apparently. They're gone.
Obviously, it is a vicious cycle.
Yeah, so just kind of going on what you're talking about, I've had the Bojangles chicken sandwich, and I'm not a fan at all. Like, they've got this sign up that says that they're part of the chicken sandwich fight, and they're, like, absolutely not in the competition. They try to toast the bun, but they, like, basically blacken the bun, and I've had it several times from several different Bojangles. It's a consistent experience. And then the sandwich itself has too much of the breading and not enough chicken, so it's like a huge amount of crunch and like very little chicken. And also, I'm probably going to be alone in this among this group, but it has the Cajun seasoning that they use on their Cajun filet biscuits, and I'm just not a fan of that at all.
To be fair, Josh also doesn't use any sandwich lubrication.
That's fair. I'm a plain sandwich
He is
kind of boy.
a mayonnaise hater.
The thing is well, we can deviate into the chicken sandwich raking because that's a little bit more specific and easy to do, because where I live in Brooklyn and New York, Popeyes is king. Everybody loves Popeyes up there.
Get out of here.
The fucking sandwich war is over, bud. As soon as Popeyes decided that they were going to get in the game,
You guys are just coming off as stupid. The Lord's chicken is the
how
best chicken.
dare you?
It always has been, and it always will be. Chick-fil-A has the best chicken sandwich on the planet.
There are people in this world that need to realize that there are other places to eat than Chick-fil-A.
Okay, I'm not one of those people.
I, even as a red status member at Chick-fil-A, would go as far as saying that the Popeyes chicken sandwich is the best on the market.
Way to
Luke is
fucking drop that you're a
flexing
red
on
status
the
member.
first time he's been on the podcast, he's just flexing his red status.
I've got so many points that I forget that I have them, and I can go like 5 days in a row eating free Chick-fil-A meals once a month usually.
I'm not going to lie, I'm the same way. I'm also a red status member.
I don't even have a Chick-fil-A rewards card. How about that?
I will tell you, though, there's Chick-fil-A near my work that is closed for remodeling, and I'm sure when it opens back up, it's going to be way better. But that has put a dent in the amount of Chick-fil-A that I've eaten lately. But, yeah, so not a big fan of the Bojangles chicken sandwich. But also, you were talking about the Taco Bell thing, and one of my favorite breakfast fast food items is the breakfast crunch wrap, the steak breakfast crunch wrap from Taco Bell.
Taco Bell breakfast is severely underrated.
Yeah, so I like it without the creamy jalapeno sauce because, as Corey already pointed out, I'm not a saucy boy. But the problem is they put the shredded cheese on it, and the shredded cheese is not melted in advance, right? And I've actually watched from the drive-through window out of curiosity how they prepare this thing, and they put it in like a little microwave thing first before they toast the outside part of the crunch wrap. And the microwave thing is what melts the cheese. And if they're busy in the morning, it's a surefire sign that you're going to have non-melted cheese because they put it in there for 30 seconds. But if they're in a hurry, they'll pull it out at like 20 or 22 seconds. And that does not properly melt the cheese inside the crunch wrap. And so then they like toast it so that you get the crispy outside. But then you bite into it, and it's got this cold shredded cheese, and it's just a bad experience. So it can be simultaneously one of the best breakfast foods and one of the worst. And because of the inconsistency of the experience, I've stopped getting it.
So the point you just made reinforces my first point that if you get anything from Taco Bell,
right.
it goes in your mouth cold.
Absolutely.
That is a bad time. Because it reminds you that, like, man, this is like one level away from dog food.
Yep. And you know, if you say something on the, like when you're ordering it about, I'd like the cheese to be extra melted or something like that, it's a bad time too, because then they keep it on the toaster thing for too long, and then it's like black on the outside, and that's not what you want. Like, I want it in a little microwave thing for the appropriate amount of time, please.
What's that meat tower sandwich they have at Arby's?
Oh,
I
man.
love that one.
Yeah, that's good. I don't know. I genuinely don't remember what they call it.
It was a good one, whatever it was.
Yeah, it was. It was real good.
They have the meats.
They just put all their meat in one sandwich.
So
That's really the shtick.
Arby's was they had a war on like the fake meats, like the Impossible Burger and the Beyond Meats and whatnot. And they went on record saying that, like, we've done it. We created a carrot out of meat. They called it the Merit.
I like that a lot.
It was made out of turkey. It had like a maple glaze. The maple glaze gave it kind of a... No, it never made it to national circulation. I fucking would have, though.
That sounds awesome.
But
that's a carrot I can get behind.
I was watching this video about the taste testers behind all these specialty fast food items and how many things haven't made it to the market, and it's usually based off of like not like a shortage of like funky ideas, but a
how weird
shortage
it
of
is.
like how like when Wendy's releases a signature sandwich, that ingredient is going to be just decimated as far as the supply chain goes, and so like they have to like really consider their options when they're making these sandwiches as if they can be sustained for an entire country full of people.
That's why they can't have the McRib on the menu year round, because there's not enough like whatever fake meat they make the
I'm
McRib
about to
out
say,
of.
what the fuck else is that used for? Like, nothing. That's used for nothing else. It's got a singular purpose in life, and that's to be delicious.
It is pretty good, but have you ever? All right, this is a weird question. Have you ever had a McRib that was like weirdly light on the sauce, like exceptionally light on the sauce?
So actually,
It has to be dirty or I don't trust it.
my first
Real dirty.
McRib of this run of McRibs was a little not quite as saucy as I prefer. It was still great, but you could like see the meat.
Oh, you don't want that. McRib is definitely a sandwich you want to eat with your eyes closed
Yeah,
if
that
you
is,
can.
you need to hide that. Like that is not for human consumption otherwise.
All right, so Luke, we've gotten your worst. What about your best?
My best, like I said, I really like the meat tower at Arby's. I feel bad for not remembering the name, but
I think it was called like the stack or something like that.
that one's good. I liked so I'm not a pretzel bun guy. I'm gonna give that context. I don't like pretzel buns,
It's
but
called the Meat Mountain Sandwich.
the Meat Mountain.
There it is.
The Meat Mountain's a good one.
All right, go on about pretzel buns.
So this last specialty like smokehouse hamburger that Wendy's had was on a pretzel bun, but the burger itself was delicious. It was like a beer cheese, some kind of burger.
I'm surprised you threw that one out there. I was not a huge fan of that one. And I'm normally kind of fond of the pretzel buns myself,
I like
which
pretzel
is one of the
buns.
reasons that I'm as large as I am. Because it is just a soft, starchy, delicious.
They're worse for you
concoction.
than regular buns
Oh God, yeah,
by a lot.
by like a lot.
Yeah. I also think that like to have a pretzel bun, you almost need the beer cheese, and that doesn't help because that's also not good for you.
So building off of Wendy's, have you had the jalapeno popper chicken sandwich?
I'm not a jalapeno guy. It's not that I don't like hot food. I just literally don't like the flavors of jalapenos. I'm not a jalapeno guy, so like
Okay.
I can get behind some heat, but I think that I'm just not really fond of that particular flavor.
Fair enough.
I think it's actually pronounced jalapeno. Starts with a J.
I'm not even going to bother asking Josh if he said it because it has a cream cheese on it, and I know that that's a hard no. For
No,
him.
yeah, you can keep it. I'm the same way. I'm not a cream cheese.
You don't like cream
guy.
cheese either?
So
Man,
I will say, I now live, like I said, in New York, and I was staunchly against cream cheese. I hated it. Never liked it in any type of form that I've had. And then I found that bagels in New York are just as good as everyone says that they are, and that these places have like their own in-house cream cheese that they like whip up, and it's nice, and it's not quite as like rich and like sweet. It's like a savory type thing. They'll put scallions in it. They'll put sun-dried tomatoes in it, and they'll put it on like the best bagel you've ever had in your life. And so I can get behind cream cheese in very specific applications, but generally speaking, nah, you can keep it.
okay. Not even like cheesecake? Not a cheesecake guy?
I don't eat sweets.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains why you are so svelte.
Indeed.
I actually will have you know that I do like cream cheese on bagels and in cheesecake.
I assumed that on a chicken sandwich that was going to be a hard no from you.
It's going to be a soft no. Like, I don't like the idea of it, but I would probably try it.
Well, it's a fried chicken patty with a cream cheese sauce, typically pickled jalapenos because they don't do fresh jalapenos.
I'd pass on the jalapenos.
Oh,
Can I get a jalapeno sandwich with no jalapenos?
Yeah, can I just get a popper chicken sandwich?
I have in the past been known to go to restaurants when they have specials on cheeseburgers, but they don't have specials on hamburgers, and that really pisses me off. So I will order a cheeseburger with no cheese on it. Just to get special.
That sounds like a Josh move.
Yeah, that's me. All right, so we got the Meat Mountain Sandwich from Arby's, and Corey likes the jalapeno popper from Wendy's. What else?
So recently, since the launch of the Popeyes chicken sandwich, there was a limited time Popeyes fish sandwich, which was exactly what you expect from the chicken sandwich, but a big hunk of white fish in the same exact breaded chicken
Okay.
breading, and it was delightful.
I don't trust that.
I don't either, but I ate many of them, and I'm alive now. So
Well, typically that's cod, which is a pretty commonly served fish when it's a white fish on a sandwich and stuff. So it's pretty safe. I feel like it's kind of safe.
the quesalupa has also always been delightful.
Oh man, quesalupa.
You
Let me
guys
tell
are
you.
Taco Bell dudes, aren't you?
Only when it's done. So I will say I think that Taco Bell is pretty solid when it comes to quality control across most of their locations, at least in my experience compared to some of the others. And they always are pumping out those limited time items. And so I'll check once a month and I'll see what Taco Bell's got going on. It's usually stupid. But those moments when it's not stupid and they have the quesalupa on the menu, I'm going to go to Taco Bell 4 or 5 times a week.
So you remember a couple of years ago when Taco Bell had the opportunity, they were launching the app and they were trying to get people to use the app, and they had an opportunity to pre-order a mystery item. I definitely participated in this pre-ordering of the mystery item, and it was the quesalupa. But when I drove through the drive-thru, I was like, "Hey, I'm here to pick up an order for Corey," and like the lady was like, "Oh my God, you got the mystery item." She was like, "Are you excited?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty pumped." She's like, "You should be."
That's the energy we need at every Taco Bell across
Oh,
the country.
man.
Yeah, why can't everybody needs to love their job that much that they can bring that type of joy to people?
It was unbelievable. And like I got it, she was like, "You enjoy." I was like, "Oh, I will."
Did she whisper to you like creepily?
It was not really so much creepily. It was more so energetic, but she didn't want to yell because she was in a professional environment.
So it was like an excited whisper,
Kinda, yeah.
sort of like when Rob's boss gets mad at him.
I was just about to make that comparison, yeah.
Nice.
But in a positive light.
Yeah, I like that. So for me, I mean, like, it's so basic, but my favorite fast food item is definitely number one no pick from Chick-fil-A.
So we're talking about specialty fast food
Yeah,
items. That is
it is.
the absolute least special fast food item that you could pick.
It's special to me. It's on my Mount Rushmore of fast food foods, and that makes it special.
All right.
But like, as long as I close my eyes and get it with nothing but like and I'm putting air quotes up, the meat and the barbecue sauce, the McRib's probably my other one.
Oh, the Mcrib that's my all-time favorite fast food item, period. There was a period.
That's bold.
It was like probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe. It was probably longer than that. But anyway, they brought the McRib back. You go through the drive-thru, you order your McRib meal, and they're like, "Okay, cool. Hey, do you want another sandwich for $1?" Like,
Yes.
fucking course I do. What do I look like, an asshole?
Every time.
Like, yeah, give me one for $1. Even if I'm not going to eat it, I want it.
I remember as a kid when McDoubles were always $1. Everyone knew that McDoubles were $1, and I'd be on the way home from a friend's house, and I'd be like, "Mom, they're only $1." I can literally pick that out of the cup holder right now. Just pull through the drive-thru. I got it handled, and I'd walk out of there with 3 McDoubles for the change in the cup holder, and like for nostalgia's sake, that's up there potentially on my Mount Rushmore, the OG McDoubles.
They've changed them, though.
I know
okay.
they've changed them.
That's why you said OG. That makes sense.
So my wife used to work at McDonald's in high school, and she told me that the trick with the cheap McDoubles is you order it without something. Like whatever it comes with, you do something and you take it off, because otherwise they've just got a stack of stale old McDoubles that have been there. But if you order it without something, they have to make it fresh, so you get the best McDoubles.
I thought you were going to say that would bring the current ones down to $1 or something like that. I think they're all. No, I thought you were saying like it's a menu hack where you take off the mustard and it takes off like 99 cents or something.
No.
That
It's
would be
about getting a
absurd.
fresh one instead of like. Apparently, when she was there, they were so popular that they just had them stacked, and you run the risk of like if they had a lull in the business, it's been sitting there for like 4 to 5 minutes, and in McDonald's world, like that's like dog years. That's like might as well have been there for an hour and a half, because by that time the cheese is congealed and the mustard is starting to like harden.
So, did you know that I think it's like Denmark or something, there is
I don't want to talk about this. This is gonna make me throw up.
some restaurant that has a Happy Meal, I think it is, from McDonald's under a glass case. It's been sitting there for like 9 years, and it hasn't decomposed.
I don't.
Oh,
I,
I've got
wanna hear that.
recent context. So we just came back from Nashville. We were hanging out with some friends, and one of our friends is a representative for a water company, like one of those like alkaline kind of like purified waters. And in their office, to kind of promote healthy eating or healthy consumption, whatever you want to call it, they went across. This story is they went to the McDonald's across the street, like all as like a team in the office, and ordered, I think it was a McDouble or some kind of hamburger. And they brought it back to the office and they put it in like not like a vacuum sealed case, but like a glass kind of fixture. And it's been there, I think they said like 4 or 5 years, and the patty looks the same. The bun's not molded, stuff like that. And I'm just like, with the amount of McDoubles I've consumed in my day, if they're going to do me in,
You're indestructible.
I'm good. Like, in fact, it's almost reassuring where it's like, these McDoubles have made me a superhuman.
My body can handle anything.
And so
You've been immunized, as Aaron Rodgers would say.
How about Aaron Rodgers? That's crazy.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's quite the segue, because he's I think it's so funny because like he hated it, like Brett Favre so much, and he's basically turned into California Brett Favre, like where it's like, you've turned into everything that you hated. Green Bay did this to you.
I think it's so funny. Everything about his interview with Pat McAfee was just hilarious. And I super respect that he's been growing his hair out and looking awful, like to be in character for Halloween as John Wick.
Mad respect. That was dope.
But like, I have a hard time saying anything negative about Aaron Rodgers right now, because he posted on Twitter, like in his John Wick costume on Halloween. He was doing an advertisement for.
He probably got COVID at that Halloween party, by the way.
This is indicative of how effective his advertising was. I don't actually remember what company it was. It may have been Coinbase or something like that. But he's advertising for some crypto company, and he recorded this video saying that he believes in Bitcoin and Bitcoin is the future and blah 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 blah. And so he's giving away $1 million worth of Bitcoin. And so all you have to do is reply to his tweet with your Coinbase wallet, like user ID or whatever. No. It's not Coinbase. It's Cash App, because you can buy Bitcoin in Cash App now. So you reply with your Cash App ID, and he sends you Bitcoin. And it was anywhere between $10 and $100 worth of Bitcoin. And he sent me $10 worth. I wish I'd gotten $100 worth, but I mean, I literally like have screenshots on my phone of getting $10 in Bitcoin from Aaron Rodgers. So like, he can take all the ivermectin he wants, as far as I'm concerned.
How much do you know about like esports organizations and the current like landscape of like video games?
I know literally everything about every single esports organization. I'm a League of Legends legend.
So the reason I ask is because one of my favorite esports organizations, 100 Thieves, is their main sponsor is Cash App. And so like you basically just did their like plug, but the only thing you missed was, if you don't use Cash App, then fuck you. Like, that's like their tagline that they like put in all of their stuff. And I think it's great, and their content's good.
I've never heard that.
And also the money they get paid for it.
Yeah, no, they pump money into this stuff. But a segue from that is there have also been like a lot of scandals attached to these esports personalities, and mostly on the influencer side of things. So like these organizations have like branches where they'll have like their professional athletes, where they play the games and the tournaments and things like that, and their job in the organization is to compete. And then there are the people that make content for YouTube and things like that. And there have been a lot of problems with these young kind of influencers manipulating their young audience into buying like fake coins and dumping the stocks and things like that. And FaZe Clan is kind of the primary recent offender, where they got caught in this massive scheme where it's like called Save the Kids token, and it was like this charity token, and they pump and dumped it or whatever it is. And I don't claim to be like a savant on these types of things, but I was like, it feels like a lawless wasteland sometimes. So it's interesting to see how like these different avenues of people manipulate the situations in their favor with their different skill sets, because like, I mean, these guys are just they're just using their audience to make tons of money. It's crazy.
I think that every generation rejects the previous generation's Ponzi scheme and creates their own. Like, it's been a thing for years and years and years, but I think that
Like energy drinks and like those types of like pyramid schemes, things like that.
Energy drinks?
A pyramid
So-
scheme?
Whenever I was 17, about to turn 18, I was living in Arizona at the time, and the senior in my class was like, "Hey, I'm about to graduate. I met this guy. Like, they have this headquarters here in Scottsdale. Like, it's super nice. I want you to come see it out so that you can like think about it. Like, whenever like you're like coming out of high school as like a career opportunity or whatever it was." I think it was
like
called
the Advocare stuff. And that's,
yeah.
okay.
Those types of things where like, yeah, buy like 50 cases of this energy drink, peddle it to your friends, and like you'll make $1 million in 6 months.
There are several people who drive the pink
Mary Kay
Cadillac.
Yeah.
Well, that's like the OG of this this whole thing. And what I will say is
multi-level marketing, baby.
he drugged me to this office. They were super nice, super bougie, and like it was like it would definitely do the thing on a lot of other people, but I had no interest in peddling energy drink.
The energy drink thing, I thought you were being like like Bang and Monster and stuff. I'm like, well, I mean, it's kind of a pyramid scheme. It's like Coca-Cola, but I don't know that they really appreciate that kind of criticism. But
Hey, you said Segway twice earlier. Can you spell Segway?
I literally don't know how to read. I meant to tell you that before I came.
Corey, can you spell Segway?
Segway.
That's the one you ride.
It's funny because like I meant that as like a joke right now, but like you asked me how to spell Segway, my brain literally stopped working, and I was like, I was about to panic. I was like, I don't know if I can do it. Like, I don't know if I can spell Segway.
What's Segue?
What?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's Segue.
No, it's Segway.
Is that a
Fuck
brand,
English, man.
or is that like actually? They're two different things. There's the word segue,
the segue-
like you segue in a conversation,
Right,
and
which
there's
is
like
the
a
way you
segue, like a
used it. Right.
two-wheeled vehicle.
The two-wheeled vehicle is the way Corey spelled it. It's Segway.
Well then.
But the way you used it is Segue.
Well, I have fucked up a lot of emails then.
Hey, so earlier, I meant to get to this, and we diverged a little bit, but we were talking about like best fast foods. I did a quick Google search and found what appears to be a reputable site. At the very least, they have very good SEO, which is search engine optimization, and it's Eat This Not That, www.eatthis.com.
That sounds like a website I can trust.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a .com domain, not a .net or like biz or something. This is the article is 100 of the most popular fast food items you've got to try at least once. Okay, so this is not necessarily specialty items, just most popular fast food items.
Number one's the animal burger from In-N-Out. I guarantee it.
Nope,
It should be.
absolutely wrong.
It's the Chick-Fil-A sandwich.
The most popular items.
It's the Chick-fil-A sandwich.
No,
Oh, is it a McDouble or something?
it's McDonald's French fries.
Oh, that's
Like,
okay.
Globally, that's
Fuck that shit. That doesn't count.
And it's attached to every meal. Like,
Yeah, like that's,
All right.
come on.
all right. Guess number 2.
yeah, the first item that's not a side
Okay,
on the list.
Guess number 2.
That's number 2. Is it a Chick-fil-A sandwich?
Nope, it is a chicken sandwich though.
Wow. Like, is this current as a 2021?
This article was published November 5th, 2021. That's like
Wow, that's
yesterday.
yesterday. Popeye's
Is it chicken nugget?
sandwich.
Or is it
is-
chicken? It is the
Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Goddamn right it is, because it's
Wow.
the best fucking chicken sandwich that's
Hey,
ever existed.
You're
They
being a little bit aggressive.
they stormed onto the scene with that one though. They knew what they had. They're like, we're taking
Oh,
no
man.
prisoners. This market is
Could
ours.
you imagine a chicken biscuit from Popeyes?
Yeah, but they're biscuits.
No,
Or
no
maybe
biscuit
the-
can contain that.
Mike, how dare you, Josh?
Yo, if you could put the Popeyes chicken on a Hardee's biscuit or Carl's Jr., depending on what part of the country you're in.
I like Bojangles. I'm not even.
Does Carl's Jr. have breakfast? I don't think they do.
I'm not a Hardee's guy, or Carl's Jr.
Can we
Yo,
go back
Hardee's
to
biscuits are delicious.
Can we go back to how Josh just said that Popeyes biscuits suck? How dare you?
They are dry and small.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey-o, 2 against 1.
This is
I'll
not
eat it.
fair.
But it's low on the list of
Oh,
rankings.
get out of here. Popeyes
Bojangles
biscuits are the
is
best.
amazing.
Bojangles is number 1 for me if we're talking about biscuits.
Hardee's is
My
better,
fiance is coming for y'all's throats.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A can be good because they have that weird soft biscuit thing, but there's a lot of bad batches when it comes to their biscuits. It's chewy.
Chick-fil-A doesn't have batches. Chick-fil-A's biscuits are frozen and then they bake them. Like Chick-fil-A doesn't have
I like their breakfast
homemade
wraps, like
biscuits.
the burrito, like the
Yeah, they're
little.
pretty good.
I like those.
The biscuits are better, but yeah, they're good.
Fast food biscuits for me, Popeyes is like the clear number one for me.
You said fast food breakfast.
No, biscuit.
Biscuits.
What is wrong
Yeah.
with you?
It's nothing because it's a fact.
You know,
just
it's
dumb.
we're talking about fast food breakfast. My sleeper, like I actually probably would rank Taco Bell's breakfast as my favorite fast food breakfast.
I would also.
If I could guarantee that it's perfect every time, I would too.
I like their
It's just too inconsistent.
the burrito they have with the pico de gallo and like the
one's
steak and
okay.
stuff like that.
That's
I
okay.
love that one.
The Crunchwrap is great, but the
it's
the
great
little,
when it's great.
the little Cinnabon things they got like
Yo, those are so
the
good.
frosting
Oh,
jism
God.
inside of them. Those are choice.
Yeah, but my problem is if I can go to a place and 30, 40, 50% of the time it's going to be bad, like you can't be my number one.
I don't know. 30's a little high.
I don't think so.
I'd give it like 15%, maybe.
Maybe I'm going to the wrong Taco Bells.
Probably.
But-
You always go to ones attached to gas stations. That's your problem.
That's true.
I think that I think that
It's convenient because then you can get an energy drink too.
I think that if I had to pick my bona fide best fast food item, the one that my old reliable, the one that I seek out and I have always sought out is the Dave's Double from Wendy's.
So number 3 on this list I was about to ask is the Wendy's Dave single.
So the Dave's Double, in my opinion, is the most consistent and best all year round hamburger you can get from a fast food restaurant, unless you live on the West Coast and have access to In-N-Out. Or
it's not just West Coast anymore. They're coming.
they're coming.
They're coming.
I'm a big Culver's guy, but like it's a rich burger, and
Culver's
so
is okay.
I got to be in a mood for it. Where at Wendy's, it's consistent, it's digestible, it's like
It's fresh, never frozen.
it's fresh and it's never frozen.
Have you had speaking of Culver's, have you had their pot roast sandwich?
No, we don't have Culver's where I'm at now, which is interesting considering we're in the Northeast.
All right, well, they're from Wisconsin. That's where the franchise
Which is
from.
the Midwest, if you're not familiar.
But
I told you I don't know how to read.
they have a pot roast sandwich, and it's just like 2 pieces of delicious soft bun with pot roast in it, and it's really good.
Sounds good.
It's delicious.
So
You should have one of those.
my favorite fast food item, aside from the Mcrib, because it's not available all the time. So like something that I can always get.
Yeah, your staple.
Assuming that I can get it. It doesn't exist here.
Oh.
But the Whataburger patty melt, my God.
Okay, yeah.
Whataburger has a really good honey butter chicken biscuit.
Yes,
It's
that's
so good. Oh,
I have eaten so many of those on the way back from the bar. My
Yeah.
God. They start serving breakfast at 11 p.m. there. It's great.
you know what my favorite burger is, though, consistently every time? I've never had a bad one.
Shake
Never
Shack?
once. No. Five Guys.
That doesn't count. It's
Yeah,
elevated.
That's
It's
casual
elevated
dining.
fast food.
That's
Yeah.
not fast food.
Okay, but
You could go to Red Robin with that kind of budget.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no doubt.
right, but Five Guys
Is better than Red Robin.
Significantly
For
better
sure.
than Red Robin.
Red
Like,
Robin
it's not even
sucks.
close.
Red
And
Robin
a,
sucks.
and a lot faster.
I'm not a big fan of like steakhouse style burgers, like the real thick patties, because they almost always come out like dry.
Five Guys is so good.
That's what I'm saying. But have you guys had Shake Shack?
No, I've never had a Shake Shack.
Shake Shack is really, really good too.
Is that a derivative of Steak and Shake?
No, it started in New York in a park, and it's
I've never had
become
it.
quite big. It's like the biggest burger place in New York for sure. They have like the best locations, and they're really good. Obviously, their shakes are really good too. But a lot of people would rank them above In-N-Out on like. So I watch a
Wow.
lot of fast food tier lists, right? I think it's interesting.
On YouTube?
Yeah, and usually like the top 2 are usually between Shake Shack and In-N-Out, and I think that objectively speaking, if you're eating at the restaurant or if you're eating pretty much immediately after ordering, In-N-Out's the best, but it doesn't like hold up super well. You can eat Shake Shack like the next day, and like that burger is like bomb.
I have. This is not going to be popular with our West Coast listeners. Sorry, West Coast listeners. I feel strongly that In-N-Out is more of like a cult classic, and it's so beloved because of its reputation. But to me, In-N-Out was not very different than McDonald's as far as hamburgers go.
That's
And
bold.
now, I like a McDonald's hamburger.
I do
Like,
too. I do too. Yeah.
just a basic hamburger or a Big Mac or whatever. I like a McDonald's hamburger, so I'm not speaking ill of In-N-Out, but compared to like a Five Guys burger, In-N-Out's not even close.
How do you order your fast food burgers, though?
Ketchup only.
There's your answer. So the difference at In-N-Out is the cheese and the lettuce and the tomatoes and the ingredients they put on it and all those other things that you literally don't have to compare.
At Five Guys, I do order with bacon and barbecue sauce in addition to my ketchup.
This is why I don't really trust Josh's opinion of food on any matter.
You guys are just too bougie.
No, we just eat it how it comes.
Exactly. It's not bougie. It's supplied with the burger.
Like I'm a no tomato kind of guy. I just don't do raw tomatoes. I just don't. It grosses me out.
I love tomatoes.
I love tomato byproducts. Like I love spaghetti sauce. I love salsa.
I was in a band called Tomato Byproducts.
Really?
That's not true.
That's awesome.
It's not.
In which case I loved them.
It was acid metal.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so I'm going to quickly just go down some more of these pieces of the list. So we got Five Guys cheeseburger at number 4, Chick-Fil-A waffle fries number 5, Arby's classic roast beef sandwich number 6, Smash Burger classic smash number 7.
I would consider that the same tier as In-N-Out, so I don't think that's fair. Or not In-N-Out, I'm sorry, Five Guys. I think that Smash Burger is the same type of, like, you go in there.
Five Guys is on this list, though.
Oh, it is? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Five Guys was number 4.
Five Guys was above that one, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So you've been to Smash Burger?
Yeah.
I haven't.
It's
Have you?
okay.
Have you for it?
It sounds familiar, so I think so, but I'm not sure.
Does it look familiar?
It's going to be small. Yeah, they smash it.
If you want to spend $15 on a burger, you go to Five Guys. You don't go to Smash Burger, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Number 8, the Firehouse Subs Hook and Ladder Sandwich. That's interesting.
What?
Yo, I like Firehouse.
I don't like.
Firehouse,
I'm not a
but-
steamed subs guy. I'm a cold subs guy. I like my deli cuts cold.
There is a local establishment that is close to where I work that is disgusting. I don't know why it's so popular.
What is it called?
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Oh man, they take their sandwiches.
Oh,
and
I know
They,
it.
like,
Yeah.
Put them underwater.
It's
It's
They're
so
keep it.
They're
gross.
soggy
keep
boys.
it. That's why I like Jimmy John's so much. It's that bread.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Jimmy John's has had my heart since I was about 10 years old, and my whole family knows it. And there's this running joke because when I was in middle school, I got a Jimmy John's T-shirt for Christmas, and
That's true. I remember that.
I ate Jimmy John's so much, and I like Jimmy John's so much that I got a Jimmy John's like employees T-shirt for Christmas, and I used to wear it to school like once a week. And everyone's like, "You're like 12 years old. How do you work at Jimmy John's?" I'm like,
I don't.
I don't. I just like the
I
sandwiches.
just fucking love it.
Number 9, Papa John's pepperoni pizza. Number 10, Subway. It doesn't even say anything about. It just says Subway.
Subway.
Like just talk to Jared.
Subway's whack.
Eat it.
I'm not a Subway guy.
Subway's not good. Like, why is that number 10 on this list?
So I'm intrigued to try the new Subway. The commercials have me.
All right. Well, marketing is working.
It
Number
sure
11, the
fucking is.
Taco Bell crunchy taco. So, how would you guys?
I get my taco soft.
All right. Hang on.
You're so mad by that. Like, what the fuck?
So we're gonna play a game.
At least do the Doritos one if you're gonna do that.
If I'm going to Taco Bell and I'm gonna place an order and it's not a breakfast order, Corey, what do you think I would order? Like, I have the same order every time.
At Taco Bell? I'm
Soft
gonna go
taco,
with-
cheese and meat.
Yeah, that's probably where I'm going. Are you a crunchy taco guy?
I get 2 crunchy tacos, meat only. 2 soft tacos,
Meat only?
meat only.
God, you're just
One.
This
Hey,
is like
stop,
it.
Stop.
You know what? I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize.
All right, so let me start over. 2 crunchy tacos, meat only. 2 soft tacos, meat only. 1 Dorito Loco crunchy taco, meat only. And that's it.
This is like the
5
Twilight
tacos.
Zone of Taco Bell ordering.
No cheese, no lettuce,
I know you're not putting sauce on it.
no sauce. It's good as it comes.
They ask him if he wants sauce at the drive-thru, and he goes, "How dare you?"
How dare you?
That's the type of order you pull through the drive-thru and you order it, and they're like, "Are you sure?"
Hell
You
yeah.
know we have flavor, right?
Number 12, Whataburger number 1.
I love that. I'm sorry, but I
Number
love that
13.
it's 2 crunchies and 2 softs. Like you, but no fixings. Like you just need to have both textures to
I
like.
do. And I alternate them. So, no, here's the way it works. No, so it's crunchy, soft, Dorito Loco, soft, crunchy. So it's like a crunchy Dorito soft sandwich. That's the way. That's the way. 5 tacos
goodness.
every time. And
There's
it's like
so much foam on top of
$5.46.
that, my God.
I'm usually a Crunchwrap Supreme cheesy gordita crunch with a Baja Blast kind of guy.
Your
So
beer is excited.
yeah, so Luke brought this like remnant of a 24-pack of Miller Lite. So he's visiting a friend right now. That's why he's down here from Brooklyn. And apparently the friend has a refrigerator in their garage, and he found like a 24-pack that had 7 or 8 beers left in it. And I guess it's been in there for multiple years.
I'm a bleeding heart. What can I say? I can't left the beer undrinking.
So
Hey, I respect that.
He's
It's-
opening these beers and they're like bleeding out.
It's like a war movie, and they're like dying in my arms, like while I like kind of like shovel them down my throat as quickly as possible.
All right, so number 13, Hardee's Biscuits. Number 14, Kilwin's Mint Chocolate Chip Ice Cream. Who's Kilwin?
Kilwin is it's an ice creamery. They have
Where?
one downtown.
Here?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
It's there. It's like across the street from the big dairy farm one.
I don't believe you.
It's okay.
Number 15, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. Number 16, the In-N-Out Double Double.
I've heard Raising Cane's is great. Supposedly we have one here.
We do. I've had Raising Cane's. It's okay. It's nothing to write home to your mama about.
Well, I mean, you're a Chick-fil-A guy, so.
It's true. Number 17, Zaxby's Chicken Finger Plate. Number 18, the Culver's Butter Burger. Number 19, the Auntie Anne's Original Pretzel.
I don't know about that one.
Number 20, Domino's Pepperoni Pizza.
Ew.
Number 21, Church's Chicken Honey Butter Biscuits.
They're not wrong. Those are real good.
This is a weird one. Number 22, Chick-fil-A Soft Drink. Like,
What?
this list is losing credibility quickly. The description under it says, Chick-fil-A pointed out that this is their second most popular item, but come to think of it, soft drinks are probably toward the top of most chains' popularity rankings. Like,
Yeah, duh.
yeah, so everything you order, you're going to order a drink with it.
Hey, no, I only order sweet tea or lemonade. Like, what's wrong with you?
Could I get Arnie Palmy?
Yeah. Hey, I order those when I go out sometimes just because I think it's really funny to go, can I get an Arnie Palmy? And they're like, yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'll mix the sweet tea and the lemonade for you.
I really want just once, I want somebody to come back and go, wee-oo, wee-oo. Arnie Palmy alert, Arnie Palmy alert.
Hey, number 23, Taco Bell Soft Taco. So the Crunchy Taco made an appearance earlier in the list. Now we got the Soft Taco. After that, 24 is Jack in the Box Tacos.
Ooh, that's a gamble.
Yo, Jack in the Box. All right, so Jack in the Box is number 2 in my heart for 3 to 4 a.m. drive-through, drinky, eaty.
You can get 12 tacos for like $2. I can't remember how much it was, but that place
You
is
could
a
also
game
get a
changer.
It only
Why?
seems like it's $2 because every time you go there, you have no concept of money or time.
Or fucking concern for your well-being.
Correct, but it's delicious. Number 1 in my heart, though, is, and it's not a drive-through to be fair, but
Krispy
Like-
Kreme.
Waffle House.
Oh, yeah, fair. I'm surprised Krispy Kreme isn't.
What's
too.
your order at
I
Waffle
forgot
House?
about Krispy Kreme. It's number
All-Star
2.
Special,
All-Star
baby.
Special with
Yeah.
Waffle
all
toasted
right,
light?
waffle toasted light, toasted light, egg scrambled, hash browns plain, bacon, grape jelly.
Unrelated, but have you guys eaten First Watch?
Yeah.
First Watch is good. I
It's,
ate there this morning.
It's a little bougie, but
It is a little bit bougie, but it's not. The pricing wasn't as bad as I was expecting. Like,
yeah, no, it's not that bougie, but it's. I mean, you can get like lemon poppy seed blueberry pancakes.
it's definitely like one of those places. Like, I love avocado. Like, it's definitely that type of place.
Anywhere that charges like fucking $12 for avocado toast can fucking keep it, bud.
Yeah, I got a breakfast sandwich that was like $10, but it had bacon, avocado smash, some stuff on it, and an over easy egg. It was delightful.
Okay.
Roasted potatoes on the side or whatever.
Ooh, yeah. Roasted potatoes are one of my favorite breakfast items, period.
Do you have an air fryer?
Of course.
Air fried potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Unbeatable side.
It's-
Undefeated.
It was an erotic moment of my life.
I've been blown away by what you can do with an air fryer, to be completely
You
honest.
can fucking cook anything in there, bud.
It's truly a game changer. And as someone, I'm a bit of a purist, and I'm pretty young. I didn't cook a lot when I was a kid. So like this whole like newfound like interest in cooking, I'm the type where like I'll be like scrolling and I'll see some like food item and I'm like, oh, I want to make that. I want to eat that. And I'll go buy all the ingredients for that specific dish. Like I don't necessarily like cook based on what's in my pantry.
Yeah.
I cook based on whatever I think is interesting. And so like the air fryer is like the combat to that, because I can just go pick up some frozen things, know that the air fryer is going to make it happen, come home and be happy for my Wednesday night when I get home at 11 p.m. or whatever.
Have you air fried a Hot Pocket yet?
I've air fried a Hot Pocket. I've been wanting to air fry a toaster strudel.
Ooh, yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Haven't done it yet.
The air fried Hot Pocket, that is a game changer. Because like it takes something that is normally pretty disappointing and is just and it just, oh man.
One of my favorite things is going to the store and getting like their pre-breaded like chicken fillets and like air frying those things. That's it's just putting it on top of some pasta, whatever it is. That's like the easiest, most delightful way to eat chicken.
The air fryer it makes every food better. But I think the air fried Hot Pocket is akin to the oven cooked pizza rolls.
Ooh, yeah.
Like it
the
takes
air fried pizza rolls.
There's another way to do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
You guys microwave your pizza rolls?
I have.
Hell no, not since I got an air fryer.
Everybody has.
Yeah, I mean, I was 9 once, sure.
But like
air fried pizza rolls are really, really good too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's like once you've had oven cooked or air fried pizza rolls, it's really hard to go back to microwaved ones. Although I will say there is a special place in my heart for like the chewy finish.
The distinct softness.
Yeah.
So when Josh makes pizza rolls, he makes 5 in the air fryer and 5 in the microwave, so you can alternate textures.
Never in my entire life have I ever eaten just
10
pizza rolls.
Now, by God, I have divided the quantities into crispy and soft, but never
Correct.
have I eaten that few.
Right.
You fucking piece of shit.
40 is my floor.
Jesus.
Yeah, every time I get one, I just dump half the bag out because I know that it's like a lost cause.
I don't want to make multiple trips.
The air fried toaster strudel though sounds interesting.
It's something I've thought about quite a bit, but as I said before, I don't like. So like I don't eat sweets because they make me feel bad. Basically, is what it is. It's not like a health thing. Like it literally makes my stomach hurt, and so like I avoid it.
That's fair.
I like for my stomach to hurt sometimes.
I see. It's not. It's never. There's only a few food items that like I can think of that make it worth it for me, and toaster strudels are kind of up there on the list because it has like nostalgia, and I think that it's like one of those sweet things that you can eat that's not gonna like overwhelm your day. Like
Strawberry toaster strudel.
yeah, exactly. Like when I think about stuff like French toast, it's like just drowned in like syrup. I'm like, I will be useless if I eat that. Like I will not be able to do anything else, but I can eat a toaster strudel and feel okay and feel like I've nourished that kind of like sweet tooth thing or whatever. But an air fryer seems kind of like the way to do that.
So normally we record this podcast at Rob's house, but Rob is, like I said, sick. And so
Maybe he ate some French toast.
we're in Studio B right now, which is at Josh's house. And I'd like for you to know that I have both an air fryer and toaster strudels. So after this podcast episode, we may be doing some experimenting. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking go.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
You said they're strawberry, right?
I don't know, but let's go.
Does it even matter at this point? No, it doesn't. You guys remember Bagel Bites?
Oh, I have a story about Bagel Bites.
Buddy.
Oh, I have a story about Bagel Bites.
Well, we're going to have to do that, but could you imagine air frying Bagel Bites?
Could I tell you a little story about Bagel Bites?
It
sounds like we all got one.
I mean, they were another reason why I am like I am currently.
All right, so here's my
Your floor of 40 pizza rolls was my fucking floor for Bagel Bites, bud.
Here's my Bagel Bites story. You ready? Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
And by God, I lived that like it was the law of my life.
What's your Bagel Bite story, Luke?
So my childhood best friend, I was over at his house it was kind of like a co-parenting, co-living situation. I just practically lived at his house, and a big reason for that was his pantry was always stocked. His freezer was always stocked. If I wanted bagel bites, if I wanted fruit by the foot, it was available to me.
How many feet?
I don't want to know. It was a lot of feet of fruit. But basically, there was a day, and we were just, I want to say it was middle school, maybe 6th, 7th grade. And I decided that I was hungry, and the only thing that I could find were 2 full packages of Bagel Bites. And I wanted a few trays just so I could feed me and my friends. But my friends ended up not being hungry. And so I ended up eating like 2.5 trays of Bagel Bites with my 12-year-old like feasting mode that you go in when you're that age. Regardless of all that, I was feeling okay after I ate all of them. I was feeling good about it, actually. I was like, oh, man, I just ate so many Bagel Bites. I'm feeling so good right now. And we went outside to play, right? We went outside to like ride bikes or something. He had this really big neighborhood, and we went to this kind of like into the woods, kind of like offshoot part of the neighborhood where you ride bikes down like big hills and stuff like that. And there was this like shady figure kind of like doing like paces like down this like lonely corridor between the trees.
This story has taken a turn.
I'm telling you, this story is quite a lot for a 12-year-old. And he was holding a rifle of sorts. I'm not making this up. This is a real thing. And like being our 12-year-old like storyteller minds, we're like, this guy came out here to find us and kill us. And he has a gun.
It's Liam Neeson's.
And so we literally start running, like actually like running from this guy. And he's like,
you on bikes?
Yes. It's like we're running, like we're riding our bikes away. Like we are fleeing. I apologize. We are fleeing the scene on our bikes.
I'm just poking holes right in the story. I was like, we were riding bikes, and then we were running.
And so as we are fleeing the scene, I noticed that he is still kind of heading in the same general direction, and we pull off into an attached neighborhood that is kind of like adjacent to the neighborhood that he lived in.
Is it adjacent perpendicular or adjacent parallel?
I want to say like diagonal. And basically we found this local pool, and I had to poop out all of the Bagel Bites that I had consumed approximately in the bathroom attached to the pool. But basically, I was so repulsed by how disgusting that the bathroom was that I literally couldn't bring myself to do it. And I was like, I literally can't make myself poop in this bathroom. Like even as a kid, I was like, this is like the most horrifying situation in my life. I'm about to die. This guy's about to shoot me with his gun. We are fleeing the scene right now, and we had to stop because I had to poop so bad. And then like we left the pool and we made it all the way back to his house. Regardless of all the implications attached to getting from point A to point B, we went out and rode bikes, and we ended up back at his house, and I destroyed his toilet so bad that his mom like told like my mom about it because of like how bad it was. All of the context between point A and point B is honestly kind of irrelevant. I really just ate a bunch of Bagel Bites and then destroyed my best friend's toilet when I was about 12 years old. But I was convinced that someone was trying to kill me between those two times.
So you were fearful for your life
and had to poop really bad.
And you were riding your bike, and you decided that the need to poop overrode the need to live.
Really had to poop.
So you went to a community pool in a community in which you did not live.
We hopped the fence.
And you went into their bathroom, and
couldn't do it.
You didn't poop. So
couldn't poop.
Also didn't
until I did.
That's wild.
But every time I think of Bagel Bites, I think about the fear of death and also a lot of shit.
That is
literally.
Those are very different feelings than what I have for Bagel Bites, I'll tell you what.
And I love them regardless.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do for Halloween?
I got tattooed.
Oh, really? What'd you get?
I got some roses on my forearm. I find myself getting tattooed this time of year all the time because I'm starting to feel extra spooky. It's around my birthday. I feel like I want to treat myself. I say I want to get tattooed around this time of year, but really I get tattooed all the time. But yeah, that's what I did with Halloween. I got a full day session done on my forearm there.
Cool.
Yeah.
How's that feeling? It's only been about a week.
It's awfully peely. Awfully peely.
What'd you do for Halloween, Corey?
Well, I hung out with you for a little while, Josh. And then
I remember that.
yeah. And then as your trick-or-treaters started showing up, I was like, got to get to my house.
Because we got to get to our trick-or-treaters, right?
Got to get to my trick-or-treaters. My door is going to be ringing off the hook because I live in a little subdivision.
Was that the case?
I had 4 trick-or-treaters.
Did you give each
And
of them
lots
a
of candy
copious
left over.
amount of candy?
So we were one of those families that just kind of left the bowl on the doorstep.
Well, that's no fun.
Then why'd you
How
have
do
to
you
be
know how
home?
many
So-
trick-or-treaters you had?
Because I have a Ring doorbell.
And you were watching them? That's creepy.
That's so weird.
I was running to the door and opening the door. I mean, like, please take more.
Please take more candy.
I was like, I'm not even joking. Take as much as you want. There were some teenagers that came to my door, and I opened the door, and they're like,
Empty the bowl.
because like they're a little too old probably to be trick or treating. And I was like, hey, seriously, take as much as you want. I bought too much candy. My fiance's super pissed. And they were like, really? I was like, yeah, no, like not joking. And this is me. I was dressed as Guy Fieri for Halloween, and my hair was still up. And
That was a fantastic
I thought you were dressed as Guy Fieri right now. I'm not even gonna.
We may or may not have a picture of Corey as Guy Fieri in the show notes.
You really
I'm
are
fine
kind of
with
a
that.
doppelganger. Like whenever you like do the full thing, it's
Yo, so have you heard this Kristen Stewart story about Guy Fieri yet?
Is that the girl from Twilight?
Yes,
yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
No.
So she's getting married soon, and she put out there that she would love to have Guy Fieri officiate her wedding.
Is he going to do it?
And she went on the Today Show, and they were like, we just thought we'd check in with him and see if he's interested. And he's fucking like, yes, I will do this. And my fiance's like, holy fucking shit. Let's try to get Guy Fieri to officiate our wedding.
If Kristen Stewart can do it, surely
like,
we can.
Surely we can. Like,
Just call your guy at the Today
Have you
Show.
seen
Yeah.
Twilight?
yeah, like seriously, she's fucking terrible in that. I'm going to start blowing up Guy Fieri's Twitter and Instagram with links to the Appleboys podcast, trying to get him to commit.
Speaking of that, if you'd like to follow us on social media, go on Twitter and follow us at AppleboysPod.
Especially you, Miller Lite. I know you're listening.
We know you're listening, Miller Lite. Follow us.
I
And
know
if you don't use
have-
Cash App, then fuck you.
Oh, no.
I know you've seen our daily tweets, Miller Lite. You can't ignore us.
So I have a few things about Halloween. First of all, my children on Halloween were adorable.
As they are every day.
My
But I'd
daughter
say
was
it's not hard.
Vanellope, and my son was Wreck-It Ralph, which is very appropriate for his personality because he is like a wrecking ball all the time.
I still think we should have turned some cardboard boxes into Vanellope's race car, just real quick.
I agree, but we didn't. But the funny thing about Halloween was my son, who is 1 year old, he turned 1 in September, so he's like on Halloween he was 14 months old, almost 14 months old. He's walking, but he's not talking. He understands words, but he's not like conversing. But he figured it out by the third house. Like, if I walk up to these people and I smile and I hold out my bucket, they give me candy. And he had it figured out, and he was good to go. So he was like ready to go to the next house as soon as he got his candy. He was like, all right, got my candy, let's go. It was awesome. So super, super proud parent moment for me. But my parents came over for Halloween, and my mom was walking with my wife and both of my children through our neighborhood to do the trick-or-treating thing, and I was on candy handout duty. So I was sitting there on the porch, and I was very shocked at, maybe we'll call it the diversity of the trick-or-treaters that we got, because I'll give you a couple of examples. So there was a kid that was probably, based on his size, couldn't have been older than 7 years old, like very young, but dude was a method actor. All right. So he's got this like Jason Voorhees mask and this one of the plastic knives that has like the fake blood in it, right? So like you move it and the blood moves. And he never said a word. And he had the mask down, and as he's coming up, he does like the knife across the throat, like I'll slit your throat thing. And he like puts his head down in this menacing way that a 7-year-old should not know how to do this. Like, he's clearly been exposed to too much wild shit for his age. And so he's like sauntering toward me and like doing the throat slash thing. And I'm like throwing candy at him, like, get away.
Don't cut my throat,
child.
please.
Meanwhile, I see the proudest papa in the street, like looking like, I've trained this child so well.
He was clearly coached.
Yeah, no, but coached well. Like,
Yeah, no doubt.
I want to sign my kids up for that acting school because that kid knew what he was doing. He was fully in character. And then, you know, like I'm at a point in my life now where the dad joke shtick for me is no longer a shtick. It's just, it is who I am, right? And so these 4 girls walk up and they're all wearing football jerseys. And one of them is wearing a Tom Brady jersey, and one of them is wearing another player that had played that day. Halloween was on a Sunday this year, right? And so they're walking up, and I say, aren't you guys tired? I just saw you on TV earlier. And they all looked at each other like, what does he mean by that? And then they looked at me, and I just felt so stupid because they clearly didn't get my joke. And I was like, because you're Tom Brady, and like you played football, and they like very literally rolled their eyes at me and just made me feel so incredibly stupid.
How old are we talking here?
Fuck this guy.
How old are these girls?
These girls were like 12.
Oh, okay, yeah,
12 or 13. Like probably pre-high school, but not by much. Like probably 7th, 8th grade, if I were guessing.
Yeah, that would be definitely an annoying, condescending kind of scenario.
Yeah, that would be
Well, but I mean,
would be an issue with them, I'd say.
What? It was funny to me.
God damn it, I'm my best audience.
All right, and then like there were some slutty pirates, and
Oh, you want to talk about slutty pirates?
well, I don't live in Brooklyn, okay?
Every day's Halloween in Bushwick.
I understand, but like I have a daughter, and if she ever goes out on Halloween dressed like these girls were, like
It's getting.
it may be the last time
It's
she
escalating
walks.
by the year.
Buddy, it's coming.
No. No.
Daddy, I don't want to be a mummy.
Stop.
Yeah, I saw.
Stop.
I saw some.
All right.
I saw some.
Diverge. Let's talk about something else.
I saw some tweet where it was like, "I've seen more ass than candy this Halloween. I'm not mad about it."
Stop. All right. So, did you guys hear about what happened in Astroworld in Houston?
Yes.
Astroworld Fest.
Luke is.
Astroworld Fest.
I'm a big Travis Scott guy.
Luke is a Travis Scott aficionado.
Aficionado?
It's quite the situation.
Is that not what it is?
I think it's aficionado.
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 It's AFICIONADO.
Correct. There's no T.
Right. Aficionado.
Afflictionado? Is it rhinestoned?
No, I didn't say aficionado. I said aficionado. DVDaficionado.com. where I used to manage my
Then you
DVD
just said
collection.
afflictionado, and now I'm thinking about like a VW bug with like rhinestones around like the rear taillights, like on the ass.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Vinny from Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore is some of the best TV of all time.
Oh, God.
It really is.
JWoww.
All of them. Like honestly, they all have their value in their own very distinct
Holly.
way.
I went to Dragon Con one time,
Yeah.
and I went to a Futurama panel.
Where is Dragon Con again?
And it's in Atlanta.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah, Labor Day weekend every year in Atlanta. And I was at a Futurama panel, and Billy West is the guy that does like all of the voices for everything that you've ever loved as a child. And he's up there on the stage, and he goes, "We got Snooki in the audience,
Snooki!"
and, a couple people in there clap and stuff." And he's like, "Just so you know, I fucking hate your show."
That's awesome.
He's like, "I'm happy you're a fan, but you contribute nothing to society."
That's so wrong. That's such a wrong take. Jersey Shore contributed more to society than we will ever understand in our lifetime. I don't know. I don't have anything to back that up, but I'm confident when I said it.
This is normally the point where I would say go on and tell me more, but I do not want you to go on, and I do not want you to tell me more. So
we can talk about Astroworldfest.
Yeah, Astroworldfest. Let's go with that. So 8 people apparently died.
So there's all kinds of things. So just to give a little bit of context, like I said, I'm a Travis Scott guy, right? Like Travis Scott has always, like when it comes to the hip hop space, been kind of known as like the king of rage. Like he brings that whole kind of like metal show mindset to his shows. He'll encourage moshing. He'll encourage those types of things like stage diving, stuff like that in scenarios like hip hop shows. And
he reminds me of Gata from the Dave Show.
Yeah, like most people have seen that meme of him like at one of his shows where he's holding like the microphone like stand over his head and like screaming and head banging, and it's like a really, really funny picture. But like his shows are actually pretty lit. Like it gets pretty crazy. Like I went to see his show in Astroworld. It wasn't Astroworldfest, but it was the Astroworld tour in Atlanta, and it was
ATL shouty.
He had fireworks going off inside of like a basketball court. Like there was a roller coaster that he brought in like himself that he was riding while he was like doing his set. Like it was a whole thing. Like the whole thing is like very energetic and very chaotic.
He had a roller coaster?
He brought in a roller coaster into the same stadium where like the Hawks play or whatever. I don't remember what the stadium's called.
State Farm Arena.
Like I'm not saying like he like had like a roller coaster where he was going 60 miles per hour through like it was like he like rode across like the venue and did like a loop and like had like a big.
It did do like a full upside down loop.
Oh yeah, he was upside down rapping. It was fucking awesome. And like
Okay.
And so yeah, so like that's what I'm talking about. Like fireworks would be going off like on the beat drops like inside. Like it was definitely chaotic, but Travis Scott has become someone who has like kind of reached that like ultra tier of like relevancy when it comes to like clout and like kind of like pop culture and things like Kanye and things like that, where like his following is completely massive. And now he has this like Astroworld Fest in Houston where he's from. That's like a yearly event that like he has, I believe he has partnerships with the Astros. Like I know that he's like spoken to
that
this.
makes sense on Astroworldfest.
No, I'm talking like the Houston Astroworld was actually a theme park in Houston.
Yeah, I get it.
But like he has all kinds of partnerships with the city and stuff like that. It was supposed to be a big thing for Houston, and this was the second year that it was kind of going, right? But basically like the things that I've seen about this show so far were that it was bad, like kind of handling from the beginning. Everyone was like, it was super chaotic, kind of like understaffed. Like things were just kind of stressful in general.
Fucking worker shortage, man.
Right.
Just like chip shortage.
But basically,
It affects everything.
the crowd started to kind of converge on itself whenever he like actually finally came out for his own set. And like people were being trampled, people were climbing onto the stage like begging him to stop the show because people were like on the ground like literally being trampled, like stepped on, like bodies were being like body surfed out of the crowd and like landing outside of the crowd like unconscious, where like massive groups of EMTs were just like doing CPR on like groups of like 15 to 20 people at like one time. People were saying that like they were being pushed so hard they couldn't breathe, and like it was
the people up against the fence.
Yeah, like they were saying that like the pressure like that they were being pushed forward with was so severe that they like actually couldn't catch their breath or get out even if they wanted to. And then there are like rumors circulating that like there was apparently some like TMZ reported this, so like I don't know like what the validity of it is now.
Honestly,
TMZ is on it.
They're usually pretty accurate. Like they post some wild stuff, but they pay top dollar for good stories
And to be the first to report it, for sure.
They
So
usually have accurate information.
the rumor is there was someone that was like kind of that went off the rails, that was like injecting people with some type of drug in this like very specific section of the crowd. And like the people that ended up dying, which were 8 people that have been accounted for so far, went into cardiac arrest and were like foaming at the mouth and like things like that, where like it seems like there are like rumors that it could be some type of like calculated, like, or not calculated, but some type of like like some violence happened at the show aside from just being purely trampled.
I have not read that. My goodness.
And there's also people that like when ambulances were like driving in to like help people, like the crowd would like get on top of the ambulance and start dancing to the music so that they couldn't like continue. Like it's just like a completely chaotic event that like based on like how it was managed will probably never happen again. Like they already canceled the remainder of like the show or whatever, but
Well,
like
rightfully so.
but it was like it's a bad situation for everyone involved. Like
For sure.
so many people are hospitalized. Like 8 people are like, for context, 50,000 people were there and 8 people died. The last most catastrophic like music event, like death toll was Woodstock in 99 when 3 people died and there were 200,000 people there. So it's like,
Well, there was the Vegas one.
that's different.
That is different.
It's fair.
Unless it turns out that what I said earlier and it's
Yeah,
like some type of attack,
exactly.
that's when like that difference becomes. But like that's based on the assumption that the people were like trampled and that it was based off the crowd itself.
Okay. That's fair. But yeah, I've been to some concerts before where like I was up on the rail and I was like, it's fucking not worth it. And I just sauntered my way back into the crowd. And yeah, man, that sucks.
Yeah, I got to a Linkin Park concert one time early enough to be, it was like open floor seating. So like
festival seating or whatever.
yeah, so first come, first serve. So if you're in the front of the line, you're going to have the best shot. So like basically when they open the doors, you run to wherever you want to be. And me and my friends were up on the rail from the beginning of the concert before the mosh pit even started. So both of the people that I was with are small in stature, like not big people at all. And I remember like distinctly having to kind of almost protect them once the mosh pit started because people would just like ram into you. And I know that's kind of the point, but the barricade doesn't move. Like it's in there. And you know, you're getting like rammed up against it. And so I learned to be pretty violent at concerts because that's the only way. Like you have to hit them harder than they hit you.
Yeah, I'd say that like speaking about like the Astroworld show that I went to earlier, it's similar to your situation. As someone, I'm about 6'4". I'm like under 200 pounds, but I'm a larger human being than most, I would say. But my significant other is not as large, is about 5 feet tall, and so at this same show, similar to what you were saying, you find yourself like the crowd starts to converge, and suddenly like you're the big person. You have to create the space
Absolutely.
for like your group to have fun and
Throw a couple bows, throw a couple forearms.
And we were also kind of on a barrier, but unlike your situation, our barrier would come down. And me being the person who gets like stressed out by things in general and wanting things to like go well, would hold the barrier up while people were falling into it so that this entire like structure didn't fall down, because I could just see the scenario happening in my own head. And so like keep in mind, like I'm at a show, like I'm having a good time, I've been drinking or whatever it is, but my mind still will not let me like handle like this barrier falling down. And so I'm just like trying to create space for my group of friends and my girlfriend to have a good time at this concert, and while simultaneously holding this super drunk person who was just falling into the rail. Like I was literally keeping this person standing and the entire rest of the rail. And so I'd say that fighting the crowds in mosh pits, I get like being closer to the performer or whatever. I'm good with a seat at this point. Like I'm fine with that.
I'm definitely at that point in my life where it's like, yep, let's get the seats.
I was almost going to say right there, I went to a metal show this past Tuesday, and I definitely had a balcony seat.
My man.
Like as far away from the... Now, given this was at like a theater, like an auditorium, it's like the orchestra pit was the only place that anyone was standing and it had any opportunity to move. So you can fit like 60 people maybe on this orchestra pit. But I went to go see Gojira, and
Which is a French band, by the way.
Yeah, if you have been listening to the show, then
I learned
you
that
know.
on this podcast.
So did several people, I think.
All 7 of our listeners. Shout out all 7 of our listeners.
But I have seen them through every stage of their career so far. I saw them when they were, hello, we are Gojira. We will play heavy metal for you. All the way up to them headlining a show. And, buddy, their light show's gotten a lot better. My God.
It's amazing what a little bit of money will do for you.
It's incredible. But, and likewise, I went to go see A Day to Remember and Asking Alexandria on Monday. I went to 2 concerts this week. And, once again, in the seats, baby.
My man.
Yeah. And that had like a huge floor.
Have you seen Squid Game?
Yeah,
Have you seen Squid Game?
Weird transition, but okay.
I was just thinking about Luke like holding the barrier up while also like being drunk in a concert, and I was thinking of the first episode of Squid Game,
yeah.
where he's like holding the guy, keeping him from falling on the ground and getting
And being completely still.
laser-eyed by the robot lady.
Yeah.
I didn't need
Spoiler
to be thanked,
alert.
but I wanted to be thanked.
Well,
It's fair.
consider this podcast your thank you. We thank you. I wasn't there, but I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Alien weaponry.
They were great. They were the opening band.
Alien weaponry.
Yes. They're a trio. It's 3 dudes from New Zealand. And are you familiar with like the hakas? They do hakas.
I played rugby.
but metal.
That sounds fucking
It's
sick.
fucking dope. Like they were coming out to do the like to start, and like the lights go down, and the drummer walks out on stage. Yeah, fuck the fucking yeah. The drummer comes out, and he's just like fucking doing it by himself behind the drum set, just like, just like and shit. And then like the bass player comes out, and he's like, bleh. And then the lead singer, lead guitar player guy comes out and just like, and man, it was awesome.
It's amazing what like the performance will do for a show like that, because like I remember like I went to see like Motionless in White, right? And like I'm not a big
They're great.
Their live shows, like they had like this
They're so
like
good.
chick in like a schoolgirl costume, like swinging an axe around the stage while they were going, like strobe lights, like the whole shit. I was like,
Oh yeah,
sign me up. That's fucking cool as fuck.
They were
Born of
the-
Osiris was also really, really great live.
Oh, buddy, yeah, I bet. So they were Motionless in White was you aren't aware of this, but it was 2 years ago, 2019. I went to
They come to Knoxville a lot.
they were the last concert in this string that I went to. I went to 4 concerts in 5 nights, and I saw Tool in Birmingham, Alabama, and then we migrated upwards to Nashville. Actually, my mistake. Started with Beartooth.
I'm not a big Beartooth guy, but I get it.
So it started with Beartooth, and it was Beartooth of Mice and Men and like a couple other bands. And then I went to Birmingham to go see Tool. And then I went up to Nashville and saw Meshuggah with Black Dahlia Murder, which was awesome.
Heavy.
Oh, buddy. Surely you'll have an opportunity in the Big Apple to see Meshuggah, fucking do it, bud.
Do they sing that song, Watermelon Sugar?
Yes, hi. Watermelon Sugar High.
Hi.
That is a Meshuggah song, yes.
Is it really?
No.
It's close. It's Harry Styles.
Yeah. Almost.
I actually thought it was Maroon 5. Is it not?
It's Harry freaking
It's
Styles, man.
definitely Harry Styles, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
He's very popular.
Bill Burr, the comedian,
With the ladies.
Indeed.
Bill Burr, the comedian, he has a whole thing about seeing Meshuggah live. You need to listen to it. It's great. Like, it's so good.
Sounds super funny.
It makes you want to go to see Meshuggah, which you should, because they're
I haven't
great.
been to a metal show in a minute.
And then
Me neither.
I had a 1-day break, and then after that it was Atreyu and Motionless in White here.
I was really impressed by them live, like for sure. I haven't seen Atreyu live, but Motionless in White
Atreyu was fine. Like, I wish I could have seen them when they were touring for The Curse, because like that's like when fucking Atreyu was like fucking Atreyu.
I
Now
can't
they're
think
like,
of Atreyu
"That's
without
Atreyu."
thinking of the Never Ending Story.
Yeah, that's the point.
Is it?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Is
that
it
either.
really?
Yeah.
Like the metal band Atreyu is?
Yes, they are named for the archer from Neverending Story.
I did not know that.
Yes,
Atreyu.
it's a thing.
That's awesome.
Did you know that the song Bangarang
Bangarang
by
There it is.
Skrillex was named after the hook phrase?
Skrillex was in a pretty good. I
I
like
did know
Skrillex
that.
pre-Skrillex metal bands.
You really liked
Dead
From First
Trees?
to Last?
From first, yeah, that was the album. Was Dead Trees. I liked a couple of songs.
Wait,
me
back
to Hannah.
what are we talking about?
My Teenage
Are we
Angst.
talking about not liking Skrillex? Because I love Skrillex.
Oh, no.
No, we're
So-
talking about before Skrillex was Skrillex.
So one of my fiancés...
Skrillex came from metal music. Skrillex
Yeah.
did not start
well,
in technical,
whoa,
like
let's not call it metal music.
that
that is screamo at best.
What's it called?
Yo, I love Screamo.
Post-hardcore.
Like
What's it called?
It's
Like
fucking screamo is what it is.
it's not called Scream.
It's screamo. From First to Last is most assuredly a screamo band.
Fair enough.
Depends on the kind of brandy.
It depends on the kind of brandy.
I believe in a thing called love.
Just listen to the rhythm of my heart.
Oh, you got to go like 15
can't.
octaves higher
I
than
can't.
that. Oh, goodness.
I literally thought about it and my voice cracked. Like
But
immediately.
so I have a Skrillex story where my now fiance, then girlfriend, and I went to go see him in Tallahassee.
Congratulations on your nuptials.
Hey, thank you. It was a while ago.
Congratulations on your nipples.
Yes. The nuptials are coming soon in like a year. It's like a long way away. But we went to go see Skrillex in Tallahassee, and initially it was supposed to be an indoor venue, like which holds like fucking 1,000 people, maybe, if that. Like it's like a guitar shop or some shit. It's Tallahassee. There's nothing there. But they way oversold the concert, right? So it ends up moving to a parking lot in Tallahassee. It's an outdoor venue now. In like August in Florida, in the Panhandle,
Like that.
not close to water. It's hot as fuck. They have all these bars set up with like these frat guys fucking shirtless cock swinging or whatever while they're pouring drinks and stuff. And
Shirtless cock swinging.
shirtless cock swinging, bud. That's what Tallahassee's about. That and sexually transmitted diseases.
Those two things go hand in hand.
They sure fucking do, let me tell you. Did you know that beer pong was the cause for a humongous herpes outbreak in Tallahassee?
I
That's
didn't
a real,
know that.
That's a real story.
That's the least surprising thing we've talked about on this podcast.
Luke knows what's up already. Anyway, so I'm drinking vodka Sprites at this Skrillex concert, and there's like 15 fucking openers, and it's all dubstep. It's just the same fucking thing over and over and over again.
Just put me down now.
Just blah, 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 blah. And we're like, okay, there's another guy coming out. What are they going to play? Blah. And it goes on for like 4 hours. And we're just,
For all you record labels out there that are trying to sign Corey to a dubstep contract, we've got him locked down for the next 10 years, so back off.
so we're drinking vodka Sprites throughout all of these openers.
Listen to the
right?
bubs.
Just over and over and over again. And I'm, as I've told you listeners before, a heavier dude. I can hold my alcohol / liquor, whatever. I'm good. My fiance, not so much. She is kind of a lightweight. And Skrillex is getting ready to come on. And she looks at me and goes, I think I'm going to throw up. And I look at her dead in her
Me
fucking
too.
eyes through the windows of her soul. And I say, you get your shit together. We are not doing this right now. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, we have been fucking sitting through 4 hours of shitty dubstep waiting for this motherfucker to come on stage. And I am not about to hold your hair in a porta potty in a goddamn parking lot in Tallahassee. Well, the reason we're here is on stage.
I am seeing Skrillex.
Seriously, it was there. And she's like, okay. I was like, you need to drink some fucking water or something. Like, you need to you fucking tighten up.
You lock it up.
So she's a fucking trooper, right? She gets these bottles of water. She drinks them down and she's like, I'm good. and we're fine. Skrillex is great. He plays all the things. He plays the Call 911 Now and the other one that goes blah, 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 blah. And we go to a Steak and Shake.
I know exactly the one you're talking
all
about.
of them. Yeah.
Call 911 now. Yo, have you seen the music video for that?
Yes, it's great.
It's creepy though.
Yeah.
Like
It's
that
awesome,
little girl
man.
has like super telekinetic powers, and she fucks that pedo up.
And we go to a Steak and Shake after this concert. And we went with a bunch of friends. There was like 6 of us. And milkshake, 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 milkshake all around the table. Gets
Followed
to Kelsey and
by
I say,
boys in the yard, boys in the yard, boys in the yard, boys in the yard.
you are not allowed to have a milkshake. And she goes, what? Why? I was like,
We know why.
that is a bad decision. And she ordered a Sprite, and that was the move. That was the good call. And afterwards, she was like, you were right. I didn't need a milkshake. She still holds me accountable to this day for not letting her get a milkshake, though.
She would have thrown up.
Without question. Like, we already had one close call, and we're staying at a friend's house. We're not doing that.
Good call, Corey.
Thank you.
I like milkshakes.
Who doesn't?
The boys in the yard.
No, they're big fans.
Actually, Dad, it's the
They-
that's the
the boys in the
antithesis of
yard
that
are like-
statement. They are the biggest fans of milkshakes. Probably Nas then. Nas doesn't like the milkshakes. because him and Kellis were a thing.
Please do us a favor and visit us at patreon.com/appleboys. You can also visit our website at www.appleboys.us. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Twitter at appleboyspod.
Looking at you, Miller Lite.
And join our Discord to engage with us directly. Luke is soon to be a member of our Discord. He's not going to be titled as an Appleboy, but he might get an honorary title. We'll see. Depends on how much he engages with the community. But
It's going to be challenging because, as I stated earlier in the episode,
I can't read.
I am literally illiterate.
It's true.
Literally illiterate.
That was an alliteration. It was very clever.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Got him.
Now you see how I've gotten this far. It's a
Got
whole thing.
It's like an onion. It's got layers.
Let's talk about Shrek.
No, that we're literally at the end right now. Like it's over. There's no more Travis Scott mash pit. Mosh pit.
Happy tonight.
Happy tonight.